Well, my presentation tonight has changed dramatically. I was going to show some videos of operators in action, and Tom had refused that. He doesn't want that to be a part of any of these task force meetings, which is rather discouraging. Because I think when you look at operators, the culture, again, that we're trying to change here, the only way you're going to do it is if you see it. You can't act on anything you can't see. Again, if you don't know you're making mistakes, how do you fix it? Got 100% confidence that Shirley Carter would be a great driver for me. I think that she would transport me safely. And I think Mr. Butler, same thing. But I really don't think this is about passenger safety. I think this is about innocent bystander safety. Because I've yet to hear, and I've only been here a few months, trying to figure this whole mess out. I haven't heard of one passenger being killed by a TriMet product, whether it be a light rail or whether it be a bus. I haven't heard of one. I've heard of a lot of pedestrians, my daughter included. I've heard of a lot of vehicle accidents. My nephew was hit by a train. The videotape, we requested a videotape of that accident. TriMet refused to produce it. So they contacted my nephew's insurance company and paid for his car to be totaled and cut him a check and cut him loose. They paid the bill for the girl that was with him. Would they produce a videotape to prove that he ran a red light, which they claimed? But they disregarded the testimony of the witnesses and said that the train ran the red light. We got problems. This whole format here is absurd. We've got Tom Walsh giving us his opinion of how things are when he's just directing this. He's directing the conversations. His opinion means nothing. It shouldn't. It should be directed towards input, gathering information, and then letting all of you as a group make an intelligent decision. I'm discouraged. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm all of those things. And I know you know why. Here we are 5 months after the most horrific crash in TriMet history. True spoken words from TriMet management. You folks know it. We know it. I lived it. After that crash, I came here and pleaded with the board to make changes in safety policies at TriMet. If you recall, I told you then, and I'll tell you all again now. I am not here to hurt you. I am here to help you. Beyond some of those minor changes in routes, left turns, and the development of this task force, there's little that has been done to affect any change whatsoever. In my opinion, the changes that have been made and done so far are an attempt to quiet the masses. Nothing more, nothing less. And make the public think that TriMet is taking safety issues seriously. I know she's petrified to be an operator and hurt someone. I know Sandy Day did not run my daughter over. On purpose. I know that. I know it for a fact. The day she did that, made that horrific mistake, and a series of mistakes, she got a life sentence. You know that, I know that, you especially know that. Mr. Butler, that's not here, knows that. My grievance is not with the operators. TriMet took the action of firing her. For what purpose? To get the attention away from them. To blame it all on her. The facts are the facts, folks. Her life is ruined right now. She's fired. She's got nothing. She goes to bed with the thought. She wakes up with the thought. And she eats every meal with the thought and says every prayer with the thought. She knows she killed my daughter. That's something I don't need to send a message to her. But now she's been fired. She has no employment. And again, I haven't talked to the poor lady. But why would you fire her? She made a serious and horrific mistake. And you fire her?
How is she supposed to pay the fines that she's going to get? And she's getting them. How is she going to pay for the circumstances and the consequences for running over and mowing over 5 people in a crosswalk? You tell me how, Tom. How is she going to pay for it?
I don't know.
In your corporate opinion, which I don't care about at this point, she'll never be able to pay for it without a job. Put her in an office. Help teach her how to do paperwork. Teach her to be an advocate for operators, surely. To go down to the lunchroom and talk to these guys. And tell them, get rid of the attitude. Lose your attitude. You know, the passengers, they get great service. There's no question about it. It's across the board. TriMet offers awesome service, awesome scheduling. They do the best that they can do for our handicapped public, our elderly public. They try and make changes here and there to accommodate everyone. But the one thing that they neglect is to give the operators the tools and to change their attitude. Because their attitude is, I drive a 40-foot bus, get out of my way. Because I've got passengers that are paying, and I need to get where I'm going, or I'm going to get in trouble if I don't get there on time. I already know what the outcome is going to be of this task force. It's a joke. And I really apologize that you guys have had to waste your time with a bunch of fluff and stuff, because that's all it is. It's a public admission of there's a problem, but Mr. Sale, we want you to go away. We don't want to see your video. We don't want to see you talk about it. We don't want to hear your heartache. We're tired of hearing about it. And by God, I'm tired of living it.
Can I ask you a question, David?
And I would also go back to Sandy Day and talk about after she hit my daughter, she drug her 60 feet. My daughter ended up in the wheel well of that bus. I was going to provide you folks with a video tonight of a bus driver running a person over in a crosswalk, doing the same speed she was, hitting a pedestrian, and by the time the pedestrian hit the ground, that bus was stopped. The front tires of that bus did not leave the 2 lines of that crosswalk. It wasn't 5 feet, it wasn't 10 feet, it wasn't 4 feet. It stopped immediately. And if the driver saw the pedestrian, he wouldn't have hit her. His intention wasn't playing bumper cars. His intention was to get his passengers where they needed to go and be on schedule. Why she drove 60 feet, I don't know. Those are questions we need to ask. Those are the hard decisions. Those are the hard questions we need to know. Not are the passengers getting hurt? No. The pedestrians are getting hurt. The bicyclists are getting hurt. The car drivers are getting hurt. The innocent people that aren't riding them are getting hurt. When is the last time a passenger on your vehicles have been killed? Due to an incident, a crash, whatever fluff and stuff you want to call that. They're crashes. Accidents, they're not supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen. That's an accident. It's a crash. Pure and simple. And the neglect of this board, the same members are still not here again tonight. This is the second meeting I've been to. And I only see 2, 3 maybe of the same people in the same faces. This isn't a big importance to them. If safety was such a big importance, every one of these seats would be filled. Yes, Roger.
Dave, I didn't know you until I got involved in this, or Darla. But I'm sure I speak for all of us to say the obvious. I mean, there's no question anything we could do to help you guys, we'd love to.
This isn't about me.
I know it isn't.
This is about tomorrow.
Here's the question. If you were going to give us advice or direction on, say, 2 or 3 critical, fundamental things that need to change at TriMet, what would they be?
The number one thing I would do would be to videotape or threaten to videotape every single driver.